Hey everyone, welcome back to Discover and Learn. Today also we are going to practice imitation technique or shadowing. So here what I've done is to make it interesting, I have come up with a story. So I'm going to tell a very short story to you, explaining each sentence in detail regarding the vocabulary, the pronunciation, the sentence construction, which is grammar, and what it means, and how you can come up with a new sentence with the same idea. So I'm going to talk about all these things in detail in this video, which will be very easy for you to understand, and you will be able to practice, speak with me, repeat after me, shadowing, imitation, whatever you are comfortable with, guys. So this is a very interesting story which I'm going to start off with. And I'm sure we all love stories, right? Since childhood, we are quite addicted to storytelling. So whenever there is a story, we all are very excited to listen to it. So that is why I just thought of coming up with a story or telling you a story so that, while listening to the story, you can learn a lot more and you can practice English speaking as well. Isn't it a great idea, guys? Well, if you like my idea, then quickly subscribe my channel, like and share my videos, do write your comments in the comment section, and don't forget to press the notification icon so that you get all my videos on time, free of cost, and access to all the amazing content on this channel. And stay tuned, stay connected, and watch my entire video to know more. Well, before I start, I am your communications coach and a soft skill trainer by profession, and I'm here to help you out with all your communications problems and to help you speak English fluently and confidently. Now let's get started. So today I'm going to take up a very simple story, The Fox and the Grapes. I am going to take each sentence and I'm going to explain different things to you, like vocabulary, pronunciation, what it means, and how you can convey the same idea with a different sentence. So all of it I'm going to talk about. And I'll give you space to repeat after me, or I'll give a pause and you can repeat the sentence along with me or after me, whichever is comfortable with you. Okay, so the first sentence is, one day a fox was very hungry. One day a fox was very hungry. Repeat. One day a fox was very hungry. Okay. So this story is about a fox who was very hungry. So this story is about past. Okay, it's talking about the past, the action which has already happened, and then the story is being told. Okay, something has happened and now this person or somebody is telling about the story, telling you the story. So that is why it is, the sentence is, one day a fox was very hungry. Was is used. Is not used. Was is used, so it reflects the past. Okay, so the fox was very hungry one day. How you can express the same idea in a different way? A fox was very hungry one day, or sometimes back a fox was very hungry, or there was a hungry fox. Okay, you can describe it in these different ways. Okay, coming to the next sentence. He went out to search for some food. He went out to search for some food. Okay, which means he went out to the jungle, to the forest, or anywhere else, around his area. He went out to search for some food, to look for some food. Search means to look for. Okay, to find something to eat. Okay, some food means anything, whatever food he can get or he can get hold of. So that is why it is used some food. Any kind of food, whatever he gets. So he was so hungry that he went out to find some food for him. Now this means, of course, it means that he was hungry, so he went out to look for some food for himself to fill his stomach. So how you can use some other sentences to express the same idea? He was so hungry that he went out to find something to eat. He was so hungry that he went out to find something to eat. Or he wanted to have some food, so he went out to search for it. He wanted to eat something, so he went out to search for it. Right? And many more. Whatever you can come up with Give it a try. See how many more sentences you can come up with. Okay, again I'll repeat the sentence. He went out to search for some food. It's very simple. Third sentence. He searched high and low but couldn't find anything to eat. He searched high and low but couldn't find anything to eat. High and low is an expression which means he searched everywhere. That is the only meaning of this phrase. So he searched high and low. He looked everywhere for food but he couldn't find anything. This is what it means. So I'll repeat the sentence again. Repeat it with me. He searched high and low but couldn't find anything to eat, which means he was unable to find food for himself. So this is how you can say this, express this idea with this sentence as well. He looked everywhere for food but he couldn't find it, or he was not able to find food anywhere. Next sentence. Finally, as his stomach rumbled, he stumbled upon a farmer's wall. Finally, as his stomach rumbled, he stumbled upon a farmer's wall. So, finally, as his stomach rumbled. Rumbled means, out of hunger it makes noises and there's a sensation in your stomach, right? You feel hungry. So that is what rumbled means. He stumbled upon a farmer's wall. Stumbled means he just came across, which means he just came across, or he just, was about to dash or fall on the wall. So he just unknowingly reached the farmer's wall and he was about to fall on the wall because he didn't see, which means surprisingly he came across that wall. So as he was very hungry, his stomach was making noise, he came across the farmer's wall. So this is what the sentence means. Now what happened there? At the top of the wall, he saw the biggest, juiciest grapes ever. At the top of the wall, he saw the biggest, juiciest grapes. Now his search ended. So what he did see at the top of the wall, repeat after me, at the top of the wall, he saw some biggest, juiciest grapes. Okay, which means when he stumbled upon the farmer's wall, when he came across the farmer's wall, or when he looked up, he saw big, juicy grapes, right? So this is what the sentence means. What happened next? To reach the grapes, the fox had to jump high in the air. To reach the grapes, the fox had to jump high in the air. Now, since the wall was tall, he came across the wall and at the top of the wall, he saw the grapes. And hence, if he has to reach the grapes, he has to jump high in the air to reach the grapes. Since he was not that tall, so he has to jump up high in the air. This is what this sentence means. So, to reach the grapes, he had to jump high up in the air. Okay, so basically he has to jump up high to reach the grapes. This is what it means. Now, what happens next? As he jumped, he opened his mouth to catch the grapes, but he missed. The whole story is in past. It is describing the action which has happened in the past. You can say past continuous also because it is describing the action which has happened in the past. Okay, so as he jumped, he opened his mouth to catch the grapes, but he missed. So of course, when he jumped up high in the air, he opened his mouth to catch the grapes, but he missed. Okay, unfortunately, he couldn't catch hold of the grapes. This is what it means. In another word, you can say he tried to jump and catch the grapes, but he couldn't do that, or he missed it. You can express it in this way as well, right? Next sentence. The fox tried again, but missed once more. The fox tried again, but missed once more. Okay, so the fox tried again, but missed once more. So he kept on trying. He tried again, but he again missed it. So he missed once more. Once more means in another attempt also he missed. Okay, it's very simple. Now how you can express the same thing in another word, another sentence? He tried again and again, but he missed every time. You can say that also. Or he took another attempt, but he failed to catch the grapes, right? He tried a few more times but kept failing. He tried a few more times but kept failing. Again, repeat after me. He tried a few more times but kept failing. Okay, so he tried again and again, but he couldn't succeed. He failed in all the attempts. This is what it means, and this is how you can express it in new sentences or new ways. Okay, now let's see what happens finally. Finally, the fox decided to give up and go home. Finally, the fox decided to give up and go home. What he did? He decided. He made up his mind. Decided means he made up his mind to go home, to give up. To give up means to forget about it, to stop trying to get the grapes. Here, this is the context of to give up, right? He thought of giving up, or he thought of not trying to get the grapes. So he stopped trying, or he stopped thinking of eating the grapes. So he gave up on his thoughts, he gave up on his hunger, he gave up on this idea of eating the grapes. So he decided to give up and go home. So finally, he understood that it is not going to help him. He is not going to get anything out of it. So he decided to go home. Now, last sentence. While he walked home, he realized, I'm sure the grapes were sour anyways. While he walked away, he said to himself, I'm sure the grapes were sour anyway. So while he walked away, he said to himself, I'm sure the grapes were sour anyway. This is the end of the story. So, what did he do when he was walking home, when he gave up on his thoughts and the idea of eating that grape? He said to himself, just to console him, that I'm sure the grapes would be sour anyway. So that is why it was good that I didn't had it. I didn't eat the grapes. So this is how he consoled him, or he wanted to be positive about not reaching the grapes. So this is the end of the story. Walked away means he was walking home. Walked away means to walk away from somewhere. Like he wanted to have those grapes. He attempted to get those grapes, but then finally he decided to quit, not to go for it. So he walked away. He changed his direction, or he came back. So this is what walked away means. Walked away is also a chunk of word, or which is also a phrase which is used very frequently while we speak in English. Okay, so walked away. I'm sure the grapes were sour anyway. Sour means like lemony taste, or vinegar. You know how when you taste vinegar or lemon, how it tastes, it's the same taste. Okay, it is about the same taste, which symbolizes here that the grapes were not sweet, they were sour. So they were not good to eat. So that is why I couldn't get it, which is fine with me. So he just tried to console himself, and he tried to be positive about that situation. And the story ended. So we also need to be positive in every situation. The moral of the story is different, which means that, of course, nothing comes very easily. You have to earn it, or you have to work for it. You have to struggle in order to achieve that thing. So everything doesn't come easy. You have to strive hard to get it. So this is what the moral of the story is here. But since this fox was very clever and he tried to be positive about the situation, this is something we need to learn. In every situation when we feel stuck and we think that this is not happening to us, or we are not going anywhere from this point, then we should start thinking about how we can be positive about that situation. But that doesn't mean we should not work hard to achieve that, or we should not struggle. We have to put in efforts, we have to put in an energy, we have to put in all the resources to achieve that. And if we are not able to achieve, then we have to be positive and see what else we can do to achieve it. Not like the fox, like he tried 2 to 3 times and he wanted to get those grapes and he gave up. Okay, so this is the moral of the story. So guys, I wanted this session to be a very lighter one, so that it will be entertaining also, it will be interesting also for you, and you learn things from it. So these are very simple sentences. It's a very simple story. What you can do is you can just try replacing those sentences with your own. You speak with me, you repeat after me so that you will be able to understand each word and how it is pronounced and vocabulary and everything else and what it means. So you can speak with me, repeat after me. But what you can do is, as I replaced each sentence with a new sentence, you also try to replace each sentence with a new sentence so that you can start thinking in English simultaneously. You have to get in practice of thinking in English. This is how you will be able to speak in English then. So try practicing this exercise along with my sessions and you will see the difference. So guys, that's it for today. I'll see you in my next session. Until then, keep learning, keep speaking, keep watching and keep exploring. See you, bye-bye and take care. And happy Diwali to all of you.